Welcome here at Brizy Page Builder. It's JP and a very, very nice Sunday morning here. Well, it's getting close to the afternoon, and I think we're slowly starting exiting summer on this side. And this morning while walking the dogs, I saw a few leaves on some of the trees around you already turning yellow. So autumn is just around the corner for us here in the Southern Hemisphere. In this tutorial, and actually in the next 4, so in total 5, I have taken inspiration from a tutorial that Demi had done on the official Brizy channel for headers and footers and how to add it to your website. So this is number 1, and then there will be 4 more. And why 5 in total? Because there's no one way to do anything, so I've decided to cut it up into 5 parts. This one we're going to look exclusively that when you use Brizy and you want to add a header and footer by using the theme, how can you do that? In the next 2, we will look at how you can do that by using only Brizy when Brizy free, and then how you will do that when using Brizy Pro. And then in 4 and 5, we will look at Brizy Cloud. So there's so many choices, right? It can be a little bit bewildering. So I've got a site here. Let's jump right in. And remember, what we want to achieve is to put a header and a footer at the bottom. If you are new to this, you will say, okay, I need to know what's going on here. If you've been playing with WordPress for a while, you will say, I know what's going on. Well, so hopefully still something you can see here you didn't know. Otherwise, get yourself a cup of tea. I've got my pages here. I've got 5 pages set up. Let's have a quick look at our home page. We can view it. This is one of the layout pages that I've used within Brizy Pro. Now, as I made this page, you will see there's no header area at the top, nor is there a footer area at the bottom. And I say that because usually when you create a website in WordPress with a theme, those header areas and footer areas will appear by default. But in Brizy, they don't. And the reason for that is the setting within the page. So let's jump back into the admin panel in the background. And the first thing I will do is go set up my pages, because currently if I go and visit my site, I will see it goes to my blog page. Not that I have any blogs here, but I have a blog page. It's that one called News. And the reason I can see it here when I click on this is because my blog page is using the theme. And that's why I can see the header here. Whereas in Brizy, you're not going to see the blog page as it is like this. We'll talk about that when we get to part 3. So let's jump back into the back. And then the first thing we're going to do is go to settings and reading. And just make sure that everything is set up here nicely. So our home page will display our home. And our post page will display news. Let's save that. And then we go, did I save it? Let's click, settings, save. And then we go to appearance, menus, and we create a menu for this one as well. Let's select main menu, my favorite naming system for only one menu. And then let's click here on view all. So I can select all, add them to my menu. Let's just see home, about here, services. Let's put services before about, news and contact us. And because we are going to be working with a theme, it's very important that you have to assign this menu to your primary menu. And if you want to display it at the footer as well, and let's say we do, you click here on footer menu as well. Now what you see here, primary menu and footer menu, may have different naming depending on the theme you have used. Let's just quickly recap what we've done. We've set our pages, and now what I've done is I've created this menu. Need to save it. And then let's go have a look quickly at the theme that I'm using over here, appearance, and we jump into themes. There's a number of themes. We've got Astra here that I'm using, then Page Builder Framework, and these are themes that I play around with a lot. I will try to use different ones for the different tutorials so that you can get a sense of all the themes out there that play very nicely with Brizy. That top theme and the primary theme and footer theme is regulated by the theme. So maybe if I activate Page Builder Framework, let's do that just for interest's sake. Activate. Okay, it's activated. Let's go to our menus. And now you will see you have more options here. This is all to do, again, with your theme. So by default for these free themes, because I'm just showing you free themes at this moment, Astra, and then on Page Builder Framework, you get more options for menus that you can create. This means that you can create more than one menu. You have main menu here at the moment, but you can create a second one with other pages, and you can assign that one to another area over here. Let's stick to the basics. Let's jump back and just do one more of those. Let's go to Suki and activate Suki, and then go back to our menus. And you will see Suki gives you header menu 1. Why it says 1 is when you upgrade to Brizy Pro, you will get header menu 2 option as well. So you can have 2 menus in your header. And they also have an option for alternative mobile header menu. This is one of those painstakingly big decisions in your life when you get involved with WordPress and you rely heavily on a theme. Which theme do you choose? And it can be quite bewildering. For this tutorial, we're going to jump back and we're going to use Astra. And all of these themes, like I said, they are free. And if I go to menus now, you will see again, it sticks to the primary menu and the footer menu that I've assigned. I'm just going to save it because I've jumped around now so many times, I'm not sure if it's locked in anymore. So now we have that. If I were to click here at the top now on my site name, it should take us to the front end and we should see our home page. And there we go, there's our home page. And immediately, you know, I'm probably going to make a smart ass remark like, but where is my header and where is my footer? And that has all to do with the settings on your page. But in this case, actually with Brizy. So you can see here at the top, originally when we edited the page, we did it within Brizy, and that's why it say edit page with Brizy. I can click here, or I can go into the administration panel, pages, and click there, edit with Brizy. But why do all of that when I can just click up here? So when I click on edit page with Brizy, I need to go down now here to the bottom left-hand corner. Over here, when you see this little page icon, and when you click on it, it's going to give you this nifty looking little splash screen. And it says up here, page template and featured image. We're not going to care about the featured image now, but we do care about the page template. You see, by default, every time you create a new page, it's going to give you the Brizy template. And in easy speech, Brizy template means that it gives you a page without anything coming in from the theme. All right, let's just do an example and you'll see what I mean. The default, and after you select the drop-down, the default is going to apply the theme page settings. So we've installed Astra, and once I do that, it's going to give us Astra for the page network, the page framework. And here we get our home page, and this is just looking horrendous. And this you have to go and change within the theme or on the page. So let's update it because you'll need to save this. The important thing though here, before we go and change this page, is to note that you do get your header at the top. Here is home, services, about, news, and contact us. And if we scroll down, we should get a footer here at the bottom. And this footer and this header are all made and regulated by the theme, not Brizy. I know there's a lot of people often on the forums that talk about, oh, we want everything in Brizy, but many people are very happy, very satisfied, and got great service by using Brizy with a good theme. There's nothing wrong with that, and I'm one of those people. I love my theme, so currently I use it on some and others I don't. So here we got our header then at the top, and we got our footer at the bottom. Now we need to go back to our page settings. Go here to the bottom and click on Go to Dashboard. Over here now we have to make the settings of the page, and this is where you will see Astra settings over here. I'll show you a little bit of Page Builder Framework and also Suki so that you have to understand again where these settings are housed. Where you will find them is again something that varies from one theme to the next. And that is why if you jump continuously between themes, you're going to spend a lot of time on hunting where these features are. And that's why usually we recommend get your theme, the theme you love, and know it well. It will speed up your workflow. Let me open the front page, and I'm going to go up here and hold Control on my keyboard, Command on a Mac, and click. This will open a new tab here in the browser and my front page. And the reason I want to do that is just to show you what will happen as we make those changes. So here we have the current home page with a sidebar and this block layout. Nothing is going to change up here because this is the header we want and also the footer that we want here at the bottom. Okay, let's go back into the back end. And then over here, Astra settings for the sidebar. you can say no sidebar because this is my home page. I don't want a sidebar there. Content layout, I'm going to go to full width contained or stretched. And this is again features that you can regulate within the customizer of the theme. So contained, you can even reduce the size a little bit, but I'm going to go just with stretched. And then over here, disable the title. This is one thing that I usually do. Let's leave that unchecked first for now, and we update what we've done. So what we expect to see if we go to the front end, that there should be no sidebar, and that our content within the wrapper, the bounding box, should stretch all the way from our monitor from the left to the right. Let's see if that had happened. I'm going to refresh up here, and there we go. And this is kind of the settings that you will do for almost every theme out there. You will remove the sidebar unless you want the sidebar there. And then secondly, you will also make it stretch from left to right. Now you see here at the top, it says home. And there was a time in WordPress where that page title was everything. It was kind of a style at the time that every page had this title at the top, and it was very important. And it's, for me, a little bit archaic. I don't see us doing that really anymore, but it is still something that features very greatly in themes. And that is the title option that I wanted to select to remove. So let's go back here, and then over here, disable title, click on that, update, go to the front and refresh. And now you see that is gone. So here we have the header now. We have our Brizy page that had been built with the Brizy Builder. And here at the bottom, we have a footer. So the takeaway here is that when you are going to use your theme to create your header and your footer, you need to set that while you are in the Brizy Builder. The problem you're going to run into, though, is that if you go here to your next page on services and you click on that, you are going to see that this has not been applied to your services page yet. We are back to just a Brizy page. Let's go and change that, edit page with Brizy, and you will have to do this for each and every page. We go here to the bottom, select page, and then again, we put it on default. And there is our header. There is the footer, and we're back to this. Let's update. And this time, let's go into the customizer. So it's exit first. And instead of changing everything here, let's go and look in the customizer of the theme if there isn't a global setting. A global setting will apply that to all your pages. So you don't have to go and change each one independently like I'm doing now. Some theme customizers will have that and some won't. They really want you to set it on a page-by-page basis. Go to Appearance here, and then you go to Customize, and that will take you into the theme customizer. So here we are in the theme customizer. Over here, you see the option for global. Let's just wait for this page to load a little bit quicker. And what I'll do is I'm going to select Services. This will bring the page that we know at this moment, the one that we want to change. Over here, I would guess it's going to be under global. And let's go to container. Over here, layout, content box, we're going to say full width stretched. Now you see it's stretched, blog post, layout, archive. So the blog post we're going to leave on default. Layout, page layout. I'm going to put this one on stretch too. Maybe we can put, okay. Right, now we just want to get rid of this sidebar. So click back and one more, and then over here, sidebar. And then for pages default, no sidebar. There we go. The only thing left is then this page title here. Unfortunately, Astra does not have a global feature for that. And you can go check on their help section on their website. If you are using Astra, you have to remove the page title individually. But at least we've set up this layout that we would like to use. Before we exit here, publish. And then if we click up here on our close section, it will take us again to our page. And now here, I'm going to click disable title, update. Whew, a lot of work, right? And then we go to view it and see how it looks. Right, so services also done. We've got the footer at the bottom, we've got the header at the top, and we've removed the page title. And that we are going to do for all of them except the news page, which is our blog page. And the reason we're not going to do it for the news page is because this is regulated by the theme. When you are using Brizy Free, you will have to use the theme's blog features for your news or your blog post. You won't be able to do that within Brizy Free Page Builder. Let's look at good practice if you are going to be using the theme's header and footer when you are creating a new site from scratch. So if I were to create a new page, I will go to Pages and I will say Add New, and maybe we will call this page Projects, and we will say Publish. Because I know I'll be using the theme's header and footer, which means also their page layout settings, I have to pay attention to these settings on the right. I've already set the global settings, so I don't need to worry about the sidebar nor the content layout. But what I will have to do is disable the title, and then I click here, update that. And once I've done that, I hop on over to Edit with Brizy. Before I start building, you go here and you put it on default. Now you will have your header and your footer from the beginning, and you will know how to add your stuff between these two sections. My advice is that if you are making a website with Brizy Free and it's a multi-page website, that you should use the theme's header and footer. The reason for that is, like I mentioned, if you're going to be using the header and footer of the free Brizy on multiple pages, it will not work on the blog page because that is regulated by the theme. I'll show you in part 2 what I mean by that. Here, I just want to show you how we are using the header and the footer of the theme. Right, so that's the page. Let's update it and let's look at a few more things before we exit here. Let's have a look at what happens when we change our theme. So I'm going to go to Themes and let's activate Page Builder Framework. Now we go to our pages. Let's go to our home page over here and click on that. Now you will see in the options sidebar that things look very different to how it looked in Astra. You have layout over here, inherit global settings, and that's basically telling you again, do you want to keep the settings that we set globally, or do you want full width or contained? And Page Builder Framework basically just gives you two options, full width or contained. Actually, you don't need more than that, but you can go into the global settings and change there. Then again, you have those disable elements, page title, the one that we had set before. And you see we have switched now, so it's probably going to show it again. Page title, and then you have also sidebar. We don't want a sidebar. So let's say full width, and let's update it, and let's go and view it and see what it has done. So here you can see my header looks different now because we've used Page Builder Framework's header, and the footer should also look different. And you see there actually at the bottom is a menu included now because that's the default setting as it comes with Page Builder Framework. Let's do one more. I'm going to close out here. We go again to Appearance and Themes, and let's activate Suki. And then we go to our pages, All Pages, and Home. And now you will see things look extremely different from the previous two, where the options had been in the sidebar for Astra and Page Builder Framework. Here it is under the page, the content of this page, if you were to use the WordPress editor. Let's put it back on Astra, but now you have an idea that as you go from one theme to the next, how you're going to set your header and footer options for each and every page is going to be different. Before we leave, one of the things that we tend to forget all the time, especially me, I'm very guilty of it, and that is to look at mobile. And the reason I feel always so guilty when somebody reminds me, JP, you didn't show us the mobile version, is because it's actually very, 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 very important. Let's go to our front page. I'm just going to click here, close out this one, and I'll activate this one here on Blisk, enable developer mode, so that we can see how this page will appear on something like an Apple iPad. Right, so here again, you won't need to make huge changes. I just want to show you that from your theme, you are going to have different displays like this one here for your tablet. And if you go to mobile, it's going to look like this. And all of these are controlled, of course, by your theme because we've set it to take our header and footer from our theme. So just remember that all of this will now be done within the theme. So if you want to make changes to how these things look, what you can add here, like a logo, or you want to change the color up here, maybe to this pink, all of that is going to be done within your theme customizer. Let's have a quick look at that. Let's go to our customizer. And this is our header. So we will be working with the header. So you look for a header. Usually there is a setting that's very clearly says header, but you never know. Like here is site identity under header, which doesn't kind of make any sense to me, but well, there it is. Then there is primary header, primary menu. That's that over there. And then transparent header. Let's see here. We can play around and we can set it like that. Change it like this, and we can also change it. Let's put it like this just to make it look a little bit different. I've got a boy cat here that is so demanding. He's stepping on my legs and scratching, showing love apparently. But let's get back to that, okay? And then let's say if we want to change any color there, let's go back, primary menu, and you can, last item in menu, oh, we can add a search. So that will add a search button for us over there. You can add more. And then you have options over color. I think the colors are going to be separate. Let me see. Global, colors, base colors, theme link. Right. So here, definitely if you want to have pink for your link, yeah, there you go. So this is how it's going to work in Astra. A little bit outdated. I love Astra so much, but I just think some of the new kids on the block have far more logical layout than some of these older, the older gang. They still do a great job and they are still very innovative, but I don't understand why these colors cannot be over here under header. Group it nicely here so I don't have to click around like that. One of those things, right? We'll always find something to complain about. And that will be the same for footer. If I go to my footer, I will make the changes over here. Here's my footer. So if I go here to the bottom, there's my footer, and I want to change that also to a pink color or something. Let me just find my RGB. That's a line, border color. Oh, I see border color. Let me just copy that. Control C. Background. That's where we want background. Okay, let's see if I'm messing up things here now. Ah, there we go. Yep, nice. That's it in a nutshell. So let's quickly have a look again at what we had done and why we had done it. You have created your first website in Brizy, especially if you had been using Brizy Free. And after you had created Brizy Free, you wanted to use a header and you wanted to have a footer. Well, these two pinks are very different. The problem is that you don't know how to get there. And I had shown you that to make sure that you can use the header and the footer of the theme, you need to go into the page builder of Brizy while you're there on the page. Go here to the left sidebar, click on page and put it on default. Now by default, you will use the page layout of the theme. Things may look a little bit wacky at that very moment. And the reason for that is because maybe some of the settings of the theme still comes from the customizer and it's set very differently. There are two places you can change that. On your pages settings and options here on the sidebar or below depending on the theme. And you'll most probably put it on no sidebar for your homepage as well as full width. And there will be different terminology for this from one theme to the next. One thing I highly recommend you do is disable title. These are just standard things that you have to do. And this is actually universal for most page builders. If you have the option, you don't have to do this individually for each and every page. What you will do is you go to the themes customizer, appearance, customize, and then over here you will have options to set the layout globally. So every time that you create a new page, you will be able to apply it fully stretched. Or if you create a blog post, it will have a different setting. And this way you save a lot of time. Depending again on the theme you use, you may not have all the control you wish you had. Like in this case, I wish Astra had a global disable page title feature, which it doesn't have. You have to do that page by page. Other themes do have such a feature, and that's just something that you either like or you don't like, or like in my case, I don't care. I just will go and make those changes. And that's it. This way you rely on your theme header and footer. So even though your entire page has been built with the Brizy Page Builder, how it will look in terms of the header at the top and your footer at the bottom are all regulated by the theme. So if you have used a specific font here, make sure that you also apply the same font over here. If you have a specific color scheme here, make sure, like when I hover and the links, there is some consistency between these colors. Same for the bottom, which I totally messed up with a different pink. And this is something that you will have to go and change in the theme, not in the Brizy Page Builder. Great. In part 2, we are going to look especially at the Brizy free version and how you can create your header and footer by using the included WordPress element in the page builder. This is JP. Have a great day. See you in the next video.